Hey guys, Dr. Kahu here and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing another what if, and that is what if Naruto acquired the 7 deadly sins powers, part 5. Now as usual guys, if you guys can please like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, leave the bell notification on so you guys can be the first to get my new content, and follow me on Instagram, to which I'll leave the link in the description below. And not only that, the previous 4 parts of this what if I'll also put in the link as well, so if you guys haven't seen it, check them out and then jump back into this one, okay guys? And just gonna let you guys all know, like, I'm gonna be eventually getting to the point where I end all the what ifs I have now that I'm not gonna redo. Reason being is I want to catch up with other things, and not only that, I'm going to be doing gaming. One thing I'm going to let you guys all know, and if you guys can let me know in the comments, that I'm going to be doing live stream gamings. You know, like I'm at home, I have a lot of time, you know, to help my daughter and stuff like that. So, you know, might as well put it to good use. So when I'm going to be live streaming, when I play games and live stream, I'm going to see if you guys are keen to, you know, let me know what you guys have ideas. Let me know in the chats. You know, not only that, I may even do live what ifs. Like lightning round ones, you know, just little brief ones on top of my hand. So if you guys are making videos or trying to find content, let me know. And then when I do the stream, you guys can hit me up and I can do the lightning round, and you guys can pick and choose what you guys want to take. Okay, guys. But yeah, but other than that, guys, I know I talked about BS. Let's get into this next part of this what if anyway, and that is what if Naruto acquired the 7 deadly sins powers. Part 5. Now, let's begin. So where our story last left off, the Kazekage Gaara was using the help of Shikaku to help defend his village from these gigantic red and grey demons, to which they don't know about. The Hidden Leaf has now dispatched Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Kakashi Hatake. Now, let's begin. Right off the back, as Naruto and them are leaving the village, Naruto knows it's pressing and he can't hold their power back. So without hesitating here, he tells Kakashi, "Kakashi-sensei, can you grab Sakura and Sasuke?" And Kakashi goes, "What are you thinking, Naruto?" Naruto instantly begins to fly and he goes, "It'll be much faster if we fly." And Kakashi goes, "I agree." Sasuke goes, "Well, Kakashi-sensei doesn't need to hold me. I can use the lightning I have to bounce across the clouds at least." And Naruto goes, "Yes, but they'll use a lot of power, won't it?" And Sasuke looks at Naruto and Naruto goes, On foot, if we're running at max speed, it will take 3 days to get to the Hidden Sand Village. At flight, it may take us a couple of hours. Sasuke, you might get drained." And then Sasuke looks at Naruto and go, "Well, what makes you so confident that the jutsu that you're using to fly will make you tired?" And Naruto smiles and goes, "It's not a jutsu, Sasuke, it's been magic this whole time. It's just the ability I have is a natural byproduct of the power I have. I can't explain to you in detail, Sasuke, on why I can do the things I can do. Just know that unlike with you guys, when it comes to natural chakra use, I don't run out as easy or as fast. Neither does Kakashi, Jiraiya, or Tsunade." And Sasuke is looking at Naruto, and Naruto goes, "Don't worry, we'll be there in a hurry, and the moment we get there, well, Kakashi will understand." And then what happens is Kakashi uses his ability and grows his wings out of his back, to which it shocks both Sakura and Sasuke. Naruto goes, "Well, let's go." Kakashi instantly disappears and grabs both Sasuke and Sakura. Naruto blitzes it through the air and Kakashi's right behind him. Sasuke and Sakura can't believe what's happening. They're like, "What the hell? What's happening?" And as they're flying around, they see smoke all over the land of fire in different areas, in the distance of course. And Naruto and Sasuke are like, Sakura and Sasuke are like, "What the hell is that?" In the area. Now Naruto explains that something attacked him and he wiped them out before he came back to the village. And as Sasuke, Sakura and Kakashi fly over it, they realize, yes, something was destroyed. Sasuke goes, "What?" He goes, "But the residue, the energy, feels like fire. You don't use fire style, Naruto." Naruto goes, "On the contrary, I can use multiple abilities. It just depends upon my emotional state." And Kakashi goes, "I see. So, you have it under control then, Naruto?" Naruto goes, "No, I don't. For me to use the powers at least 50% of their true power, those two anyway, Kakashi Sensei, I have to indulge in the emotion, indulge in the wrath sin, indulge in the pride sin. The other four are fine. Merlin's power, I agree to leave that off limits because she's more my advisor than anything else. And Kakashi goes, I agree. They're casually flying over in the sky, and as they're flying, Naruto instantly notices something, so does Kakashi, and they jump out of the way. Multiple black orbs fly past them, and what happens, all they hear is dark nebula, and massively a big wave of darkness instantly envelops not far from Naruto and Kakashi. Right away, as the light approaches them, Kakashi throws Sasuke and Sakura up in the air, and Naruto summons Spirit Spear Chesterful and breaks it into multiple shurikens so they can all have at least a kind of footing. As Naruto holds them, Kakashi holds his hand up and goes Great Ray Beam. There's a massive beam of energy right through this darkness, but it's an attack. It's just not like a normal Black Abyss, but this attack is instantly eradicated by Kakashi's attack. And as that happens, the demon that cast it is a grey demon. He comes down and he begins to swipe at them with his hands. Sasuke and Sakura are shocked, and Sasuke is, because of his Sharingan and the fact now he knows how to contemplate and understand magic now, he realizes that this demon is much more powerful than he thinks. And when he goes to look over at Naruto and Kakashi, their power levels he can't even read. And this is shocking Sasuke. He's like, really? And then Sasuke, as Naruto is about to ready himself, Sasuke can see the energy building up in Naruto's hand. As Naruto begins to ready himself, and so does Kakashi, Sasuke goes, screw this! And he instantly powers up lightning. He goes, Thunder God! Instantly blitzes it straight there. He goes, Chidori, Thunder God! And it goes right past the grey demon, cutting it on the face completely. And then Sasuke jumps again, uses the lightning due to the instantly connect to the cloud, and he instantly generates a lightning that hits him and allows him to bounce around the clouds. And Naruto and Kakashi are seeing this, and at first Naruto's like, what are you doing, Sasuke? But then Naruto realizes that Sasuke wants to prove himself. So as the grey demon starts to look for Sasuke, Sasuke appears on the other side, instantly cutting his face again, cutting his body, jumping backwards and forth, stunning the grey demon in the air, to the point when the grey demon looks at Naruto and Kakashi, he realizes that they're not even phased. And the grey demon instantly turns away, try to leave, but Sasuke's right in the back of him. He goes, I got you now. And Sasuke goes, he goes, Maximum Chidori. And then the lightning blade gets real big, starts to turn into purple lightning around Sasuke's hand. And as Sasuke does it, he goes down and he goes, Flight of the Thunder God, Maximum Chidori. Smashes his lightning blade right through the grey demon's head, comes right to the other side. And the moment that happens, Sasuke instantly begins to fall. He put all his chakra into his attack to prove that he is powerful enough to kill these creatures. And the moment Sasuke does that, sorry, he begins to fall. Naruto instantly appears and catches Sasuke. And Naruto goes, damn it, Sasuke. And Sasuke goes, I didn't want to be one up by you, Naruto. Naruto goes, yeah, fair enough. But you still left the body. Naruto goes, let's give this another try. And a mark appears over Naruto's left eye. Sasuke goes, what the hell? Naruto goes, Hellblaze fire! Shoots a black Hellblaze fire out of his hands, and this shocks Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke. The fire hits the grey demon, and Naruto goes, Vortex! Pulls up the fire, so it completely annihilates the grey demon. And as Naruto does that, Sasuke goes, why did you do that? And Naruto goes, the power from which they come from will corrupt anything that tries to take it. I can't leave that. I leave the responsibility of, if I leave these dead bodies around, that people will not experiment on Naruto. Sorry guys. And so then what happens, they instantly fly away, and Sasuke goes, Naruto, their mark on your head. And Naruto goes, that's the power I have within me, Sasuke. It's one of 2 ultimate powers that I have. I have the 9 tails, of course, but I don't really use that. And Sasuke, and they're all flying across anyway, until Naruto starts to sense it, and so does Kakashi. They stop at the end of the land of fire, and they look at the land of wind, and when they look across, Naruto can sense this massive darkness. This huge darkness that he just can't comprehend, like, for Naruto. Merlin can feel and understands whose this darkness energy is coming from. And what happens is, right away, Kakashi's like, this power, the grace of Flash is telling me that this power is Molecular. Naruto and Merlin goes, molecular. And Naruto goes, who's that? And Merlin explains that molecular is one of the 10 commandments. She is the commandment of faith. And when in her presence, anyone around her shows faithlessness, their eyes will burn out of their head immediately. And then right from there, Naruto goes, okay. So, and Kakashi goes, he looks at Sakura and Sasuke and places some power of his grace in them. And Merlin also does a unique magical bind on them, so make sure that the commandment don't stricken them straight away. And Naruto goes, hey Merlin. And she goes, yes. And Naruto goes, regarding the 10 commandments, do you have the power to stop that? And Merlin goes, well, if you do not use my power, Naruto, you'll be fully immune to the commandments. Naruto looks at him and goes, really? And she goes, yeah, one of the powers I got from the Demon King when I was a girl, thousands of years ago. And Kakashi reminisces on the memory of seeing that. Naruto goes, okay then, but Merlin goes, but be warned, Naruto, do not take any of the commandments lightly. Kakashi Hatake should know he fought the 2 last commandments. They found their host. And what happens is, right away, the moment they finish conversating, a big as, a giant firebird appears out of nowhere, and as it appears and almost hits Naruto and them, Naruto immediately, without even trying, he looks right at the flame. He summons Rita, the Sacred Axe Rita, and then he uses a portion of the power, and he cuts the bird right in half, completely destroying it. And Kakashi goes, how the hell? I didn't even see that. Normally we could. And Naruto goes, look at it, Kakashi Sensei. The power was laced with chakra. The chakra and the magic that are combined and are confusing your senses fully. Not yet. I didn't know either. And then another two giant flaming birds come out of nowhere. Naruto instantly begins to blitz it from them, and he begins to emit massive amounts of heat from his body. He starts to cut these birds apart, and left, right, and center, destroying them all, until the last bird comes. When this bird comes, Naruto chucks Rita at the bird, and Rita destroys the bird, but it breaks up with the multiple mini birds, flaming birds, and as they're about to hit Naruto is watching. He's about to do a hell blaze of his own to protect himself. But what happens is Kakashi comes out of nowhere and puts a massive light barrier between them, dispersing the energy completely. And then Kakashi goes, Naruto, you still can't just recklessly use that power. Your pride took over. You should have held on to Rita, the Sacred Axe Rita. Naruto goes, to me. Rita comes straight to Naruto's hand. Naruto touches Rita and makes it disappear. And as Naruto does that, the feeling, the pride of Escanor disappears, and Naruto realizes, he goes, sorry, Kakashi Sensei. And Kakashi looks at Naruto and goes, I do see that now. Then Kakashi instantly grabs kunai. He powers up some lightning chakra into it, but he also puts some of his grace energy into it, or his flash energy. He begins to speak some words into it, and then Kakashi goes, Searing Light Jutsu, chucks the kunai right into the air, and as it goes, it follows the same exact trajectory from where the firebirds came from. And so right from there, Kakashi and them go, we've stored enough, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, let's go. And they head off completely. They head off immediately straight to the hidden sand village. Now as that's going down, Kakashi's light kunai is flying in such a rapid speed that not even the person that cast the firebirds knew about it. The only one that could know about it is Zaldris or Obito. And the moment it almost comes, Itachi looks up and goes, they dispersed my attack real easily, Kisame. And Kisame goes, well, you barely put any energy into that. And as the commandments have told us, Itachi, we need to absorb souls to make the power stronger. And Itachi's like, damn. And as Itachi walks away, what ends up happening is a bright light appears in the air, and Itachi's like, what? And out of nowhere, this kunai almost hits Itachi right in the face, without even knowing it. What's it called? Zaldris or Obito. I'm just gonna say Zaldris. Okay, it immediately appears, grabs his sword out, and cuts the kunai in half completely, nullifying the magic and completely ending the momentum. And when Zaldris puts the sword away, and he goes, "You need to learn how to watch your back there, Mon Speed. I mean, Itachi Uchiha." And what happens is Itachi bows his head to Zeldris, and he goes, And what ends up happening is Itachi realized that attack would have killed him if he wasn't ready. He realized that the need to, even though he doesn't want to, absorbing souls to make his commandment stronger, to make him stronger, will help him in his mission at least. So what ends up happening is the Akatsuki is formed. Well, it is called, but not all the Akatsuki are there. Sasori and Deidara are definitely not there. To where they are, well, we definitely know Sasori and Deidara are at none other than the Hidden Sand Village. Now Deidara is doing what he normally does. Okay, he's a complete idiot. Deidara has the power, has the commandment of selflessness, Fraudul's commandment. That's his ability, and Deidara is an idiot with it. Absolute idiot with it. Even though he tries to attack people, he doesn't even go down close enough for them to get stricken by the commandment. Nor does he use any of Fraudul's power. Instead, he still stays with the arrogant notion that bombs are art. Okay, my art is an explosion, all that jargon. So Deidara is a fool and will not use Fraudul's energy. However, because Sasori has Melascula's power of faith, there's something that's really unique. He has wrapped the hidden sand in the cocoon of darkness, because unlike Deidara, Sasori is not egotistical. He's quite smart. So Sasori uses the abilities to his whim, and when he does the cocoon of darkness, the hidden sand is caught into it, and Gaara is doing the best he can to block out all the entities that are entering. So right away, as Sasori is watching and Deidara is trying to get to Gaara, right away Sasori senses it. He goes, Deidara! And Sasori looks back, and immediately a beam of light is about to hit Sasori, but Sasori was able to put a darkness barrier around him, and the beam of light hits Sasori but pushed him away only slightly. Deidara comes out of the cocoon of darkness, and he makes a multiple C2 bombs, chucks hundreds of them at Naruto and the team. And bear in mind that even though Sasori does not use the commandment or Fraudul's powers, the fact that he can use magic and that magic is, well, makes chakra use easier. Well, makes it easier for chakra cost anyway. What happens is Deidara is able to chuck way more bombs, but unfortunately for Deidara, Sasuke is a lightning expert, especially when it comes to having the Gil Thunder lightning training anyway. So without hesitating, Sasuke takes out all of the clay bombs and jumped right through all of them as if he was moving super fast. Sasuke appeared right in front of Deidara and sliced him in the face. Deidara's face instantly began to open up, but darkness emitted right out of Deidara's body, and Fraudul's commandment comes on the top of his head. And Deidara goes, "You think I was a fool?" He opens his hand and chucks multiple centipede bombs around Sasuke and goes, "I have you, damn Uchiha, now die!" And as he does that, he tries to blow himself up. Naruto looks at him and goes, "He is a fool, eh, Sasuke?" And Sasuke goes, "Yes, he is a fool." Naruto's holding Deidara in his hands in mid-air, and Naruto used the power of Gotha, hijacked Deidara's mind. And what happened is Fraudul's power was trying to get out of him, but because Deidara pretty much didn't rely on the power, Fraudul didn't. The commandment that is housed within Deidara didn't manifest as easy, or didn't manifest as it should be, as opposed to it comes to Sasori. And let's talk about Sasori anyway. The moment he recovers from the attack from Kakashi, he looks up and all he sees is the Archangel Isildo. So without hesitating, Sasori goes serious and he summons the Kazekage puppet right away. But not just any Kazekage, he summons all three previous Kazekage, using the ability of Melascula, how she was able to bring souls from the dead. Sasori does the same thing. He summons the puppet first, the third Kazekage, and he puts the soul back into that puppet. And not only that, he uses the ability of Melascula to summon more. And because Sasori has a connection to these dead bodies as they were, he's able to draw them to him, and he does. He has the fourth Kazekage, the third Kazekage, and I think the second Kazekage, because I think Gaara's the fifth Kazekage. I think I confused myself. I'm unsure. Let me know in the comments anyway. But he has three previous Kazekage: the Iron Dust controller, the Gold Dust, and let's just say a Sand Dust one like Gaara. So he has all three of them ready to fight, Kakashi. And without hesitating, Sasori, he uses his ability to allow for these puppets or these control for them to take control and fight freely, so he can escape. And so Sasori immediately escapes. He leaves the cocoon of darkness over the hidden sand village, but he has to leave for his life as he can. Like, he knows for a fact, if this is the archangel with the power of Flash, it's pointless. So he needs to leave now. So Sasori successfully leaves, and Deidara is in a form of mega powerful genjutsu placed by Naruto. And as Naruto holds him there, Deidara is slowly but surely breaking out. Fragil's energy is slowly seeping into Deidara's body, but into one of the mouths that has centipede. Fragile realizes that he won't die, but his host is gonna die, and his host already knows enough. So Fragile, he makes one of the centipedes crawl up his body, without Naruto realizing, because Naruto's too busy looking at Kakashi's fight. Because Naruto believes he has Deidara held in place anyway. But no, what ends up happening is right away the clay centipede removes the bindings on Sasori's chest, or Deidara's chest, with the mouthpiece on his chest, and it enters them, and the mouth begins to chew and begins to compress them to become the ultimate art that Deidara caused. And Deidara was so angry that it come to this, but he realizes, hey, at least he gets to show his true art. And as his energy is about to build up, Merlin sees this, and right away, the moment Deidara is about to explode, Merlin puts his hands over and goes, perfect cube. There's a real powerful perfect cube, but what ends up happening is Fraudra's spirit or energy leaves Deidara's body and heads out into the world. But what ends up happening is, yep, Deidara instantly blows up, and Merlin's perfect cube holds the explosion in place. Now, when Sasori turns back, he sees that Deidara's gone, and looks up, and as Fraudra's spirit goes on, Sasori makes a puppet, summons a random puppet, and puts a unique seal, a magical chakra seal. And then what happens, he chucks the seal straight at Fraudra's spirit, pulling Fraudra into a puppet, and he goes, what the hell's happening? Sasori! And he goes, huh, I have one of your commandments as one of my puppets now. Not only do I have the commandment of faith, now I have the commandment of selflessness under my wing. Sasori pulls out a scroll and goes, you will make a fine collection, Fraudra, of the commandments. The moment he absorbs Fraudra's and seals him in the scroll, that Sasori is gone. He's running for his life. But right away, Naruto realizes that he has to deal with the Kazekages, and he needs to help Kakashi at the same time and free the village from all the demons that are attacking. So Naruto's like, what the hell do I do? And they go, damn it, Lost Fang! And instantly, Lost Fang, he summons Meliodas' sword, and he cuts the air, making 5 clones. And he goes, you three saved the hidden sand village. You go help Sasuke with the red demons. And they instantly head off. And the main Naruto flies off to where Kakashi is. And as the main Naruto gets there, he plunges his sword right through the second Kazekage, immediately immobilizing, ending him completely. And Naruto does disaster, which makes the wound on his body open up, and then Naruto begins to envelop him with the roots, and then poisonous vine begins to ensnare him. And right away, when the third Kazekage and the fourth Kazekage see this, they both combine their attacks and do a gold dust, metal dust hybrid attack, and they chuck it right at Kakashi, and Kakashi waves his hands up, and a massive barrier of light appears. And as their barrier of light appears, Kakashi holds his hand up and he goes, I'll give this a go. He goes, pure light justice sword. And as he holds his hand up, a massive light energy sword appears right into the sky, like a beam of blinding light. And then Kakashi instantly swipes his hand down. And as he swipes his hand down, he completely destroys the 2 Kazekage completely, ending them right where they are. And as that goes down, Kakashi goes, Kakashi and them were gonna fly after Sasori, but they realize that this darkness does not go nowhere. And he goes, Kakashi, your power is like light. And so what happens is Kakashi goes in there to try and help him out, but little to their knowing, the cocoon of darkness becomes like a form of seal. Now we all know only 2 people have ever broken out of these seals. Eskimo did it without even trying. Meliodas had to go into assault mode to break out of it. So you be the judge on what I'm going to go with. So anyway, Naruto lands by Gaara. The real Naruto, what's it called? And he sees his clones helping out all the villagers and everything like that. And the other clone fighting the red demons with Sasuke. A grey demon appears right by Gaara, and Gaara is able to grab grab the grey demon's arms and bodies with the sand. Naruto instantly appears with the true spirit spear Chastaful, the gigantic one, and chucks it right through the grey demon's head. And Naruto appears and he does a massive Hellblaze attack to cut the grey demon fully in half. And the moment that happens, Gaara's like, Naruto. Kakashi immediately appears, places his hand up, and he goes, Divine Light of the Supreme Deity. And the moment that happens, the symbol of the archangels that appear on their eyes appear over Kakashi's hand as a projected beam. And as this beam instantly pierces the cocoon of darkness, Sasori sees this and he goes, weak. You're gonna need more than that to break out of that power. And what happens is, as that does, Kakashi pulls the energy down and protects Gaara, and he protects everyone in the hidden sand village. And what happens is, Kakashi goes, Naruto, release your clones and use that power. Naruto goes, are you sure, Kakashi sensei? And he goes, just make sure you hold his sacred treasure. Naruto goes, okay, fair enough. So as Kakashi holds a light barrier over all the citizens and all the facets of the hidden sand village, Naruto utters very powerful words. He goes, to me, mighty Axe Reader. The Axe Reader instantly appears in Naruto's hand, and as he grabs it, the Axe Reader, he begins to grow. As Naruto begins to grow like Escanor, his body begins to buff out, break out, and the heat immediately starts to appear around Naruto. And as the heat emanates, everyone's like, what the hell? And the ones that can not sense, the ones that can sense energy, they realize that the strongest person in this village is that boy right there. And it's not even high noon yet. Naruto's already buffed out, his power is already influencing the cocoon of darkness altogether. And Naruto goes, this measly darkness is gonna hold us? Don't worry, Kakashi. Gaara, the most powerful of all of us, is here. And he goes, allow me to introduce my power, Sunshine. And then Naruto holds his hand up, he goes, now, when Naruto powers up a Rasengan with the Sunshine, and he does a Rasen Cruel Sun. Naruto powers up a massive Cruel Sun with the Rasengan and merges them and makes a gigantic sun-like Rasengan. And Naruto chucks it right at the dome of the Cocoon of Darkness. And as Naruto does that, as it hits, it explodes, and Naruto goes, double attack, Pride Flare. And as Naruto does a Cruel Sun Rasengan and the double attack Pride Flare, completely annihilates the entire Cocoon of Darkness. But what happens is, about 100 meters all around the hidden sand village outside their barrier, everything's turned to glass. Just the sheer heat of Naruto using that ability in itself turned everything around the hidden sand about 100 to 300 meters out in a perfect circle-like shape turned to glass. And as Naruto does that, he deactivates Rita, and Naruto begins to shrink down. But Merlin realizes that Kakashi has prematurely dropped the barrier, so Merlin puts a perfect cube around Naruto, and Naruto begins to breathe heavily. Gaara is shocked at the power that Naruto just exhibited. Naruto was just so powerful, but Naruto is completely exhausted. He's like, so much for the mortality of Ban. And Merlin laughs and goes, well, Ban always got tired too, Naruto. You should understand that. Naruto goes, keep that in mind. Naruto falls back on his back and he goes, please don't remove this perfect cube. I can't hold myself in the air, and to be honest, I'll hit the ground like bloody stone. And Kakashi goes, it's alright, Naruto. Kakashi comes and grabs Naruto. Gaara and the whole hidden sand thank Naruto, Kakashi, Sasuke and Sakura for their help. And speaking of Sakura, she was going around healing everyone's injuries. Because healing jutsu is so much easier for her, thanks to the combination of magic and the healing chakra, everything becomes so easy for her to the point where she doesn't even need to focus like how she did when she used to heal Conqueror. That would be easy. She'll be able to just wave her hand over that person's body and they will heal. That's what makes the magic that Sakura has learnt from Tsunade that much more needed and intense. And so as that goes down, Naruto, they help rebuild the hidden sand village completely. And then what happens, Gaara thanks Naruto and them, and calls them heroes of the hidden sand, and they'll always be remembered. And Naruto goes, before they leave, he goes, one thing. He looks at him and goes, how do you guys survive? And then Gaara simply puts that they live in a harsh environment. It's very hard for them to survive. And when Naruto goes, Naruto pulls out a seed that he's been carrying with him since the hidden leaf. And Naruto cuts his hand in front of everyone and allows some of his blood to drop on it. And as Naruto does that, he grabs this spirit spear Chastaful and instantly makes it rotate and a massive accelerated speed, and he instantly shoots it straight to the ground. And as Naruto shoots it straight into the ground, Naruto pulls out the spirit spear, and what happens is Naruto drops the seed inside of it, and he uses the Spirit King's abilities. But what happens is first Naruto cuts his hand open again, allow for some of his blood to drop down onto it. It's pretty similar to what Ban does. And the moment that happens, Naruto understands what he's trying to accomplish, because he has the Fairy King's powers. The Fairy King can influence everything in nature, okay? So that means Naruto can influence everything in nature. And so right away, as Naruto says disaster, immediately grass begins to grow around the hidden sand. Slowly but surely, shrubbery, grass, all that begins to grow around the hidden sand. And thanks to Naruto being very smart and planting the seed deep, he uses that. He uses the deep roots to pull water from all crevices underground in certain areas, like the desert around the hidden sand becomes lifelike. Grass grows, everything begins to just spread out rapidly. Water starts to breach the surface thanks to Naruto using his abilities disaster to make the roots push the water up. And the hidden sand instantly, thanks to Naruto's helps, has turned into a lush green place, and because of Naruto's immortal blood, it forced all the plants to grow so rapidly. They don't need to rely on Naruto's blood, they rely on water as well. Naruto just used the blood to accelerate its growth super dramatically. And when Kakashi sees this, he goes, that's quite cool, Naruto. Even Sasuke is quite impressed. Gaara and the whole entire Hidden Sand village are like, Naruto, you're an honorary member of the Hidden Sand village, and we will be proud to help and fight with you. All the Hidden Sand agree with Gaara, and they thank them completely. This changes Chio's mind upon what's it called, everything to do with the Hidden Leaf complete as well. Now what happens is, before Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura and Kakashi begin to leave, Gaara explains that they be hearing weird sightings, weird disappearances around a certain area just outside of the hidden sound village. And Naruto goes, yeah, and he goes near a land of rivers, I think. And he goes, well, we'll go to investigate, Gaara. But what happens is a bird lands by Kakashi's hand. Naruto didn't realize that Kakashi had already sent a bird to the hidden leaf, letting them know that they succeeded their mission. And Tsunade instantly reports for them to come back, and when they regroup and have all the information, they'll coordinate a strike with the Hidden Sand village to find out the Akatsuki leaders, to which the Hidden Sand agrees. So everyone leaves. Naruto goes, you want to hand Sasuke Sakura to fly? Sasuke's like, hell no. Sakura's like, well, okay then. So Naruto grabs Sakura and places her over his shoulders. Now, unfortunately for Sasuke, he did not realize that himself. When seeing Sakura places her arms around Naruto, kinda made him feel jealous a bit. And the only one to pick up on that was Kakashi. Kakashi grabbed Sasuke and they all instantly flew off back to the Hidden Leaf village. Sasuke was hanging off Kakashi's arm, and Sakura was on Naruto's back. So yeah, Sasuke was brooding, looking at them like, what the hell. Naruto, unlike Kakashi, wasn't so rigid in flying. Naruto enjoyed himself. He flew him and Sakura through clouds, all the way through everything. And Naruto gave Sakura wonder, which you gotta believe, by he only did that as a friend, nothing more, because the one person matters to him most, and that is Elizabeth. Sorry, Hinata. Sorry. So as they all fly back, they all land back in the Hidden Leaf, and they're greeted by Jiraiya. Jiraiya explains, come with me. And what happens is Jiraiya waves his hand and a puddle of water appears. And they all look at Naruto, goes, trust him, he knows what he's doing. Naruto jumps into the puddle of water, and Sakura's like, alright. She jumps in, Kakashi jumps in, and Sasuke's like, what is this? And Jiraiya goes, it's a toilet. It's whatever you think, really. But no, you're wasting time, boy. Sasuke kind of taken aback from Jiraiya's statement. He's like, he jumps into the hole, As he enters into the water, Sasuke, they look around like, what the? We're in the Hokage's office. Why couldn't we just walk here? And Jiraiya appears out of nowhere and he goes, and where's the fun on that? And Tsunade goes, congratulations for saving the Kazekage in the Hidden Sand Village, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. And I also hear that you guys defeated a commandment. And Kakashi goes, yes, I can confirm that thanks to the help of Naruto and Sasuke, we defeated one of the commandments. I believe he was the commandment of selflessness, Fraujal's commandment. And Merlin goes, Tsunade goes, alright, that's one. 1 of 9. 1 of 10, I mean. 9 more to go. And Jiraiya goes, I can only surmise. Maybe the Akatsuki leader has all the power. And Tsunade's like, what do you mean? He goes, think about it, Tsunade. Why would the 3 Graces choose the 3rd Hokage, you and me? Tell me. And if that's the case, the true rival of the Hidden Leaf is the Akatsuki, the after power that's within Naruto. And Tsunade's like, huh. She's like taken aback as well. She's like, okay, I actually understand that. She was going to send Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura for a mission, but she goes, for now, I want you guys to stay back in the village and hone some of your skills for a bit as we deliberate upon how we're going to move forward with this new information. Sasuke hates it, but he agrees and he goes off. He instantly uses lightning chakra, or lightning energy, and blitzes away in a beam of absolute cool light. Sakura bows to Tsunade and goes, thank you Naruto for that awesome flight. I was so happy, that was so awesome. Naruto goes, you're welcome. And so Sakura leaves, goes off and do her own thing, sees Ino, whatever. Naruto goes, well, if that's all you guys needed me, I'm going to go see Hinata. And as Naruto is about to fly away, Tsunade's like, Naruto, I need you to stay for a bit. And looks back and goes, Kakashi explained that you're getting much more better with your power. Especially with those 2 powers. But he feels that there's something else. Something worrisome about their power. And Naruto goes, you mean for me to actually use more than 50% of their powers, I have to indulge the emotion that's behind them? And what happens is Tsunade's like, pretty much. Naruto goes, I understand that I might be in a vulnerable state, but I tell you right now, if everything is correct, what Merlin told me about the 10 Commandments and who comes next. And Tsunade's like, who comes next? There's no one else. And Naruto goes, then obviously you haven't actually looked harder. Naruto goes, you guys understand the first demon, right? Created by the Demon King before he made the 10 Commandments. And instantly Merlin awakens and realizes what Naruto's saying, and so does all the other 3. They're like, no, it can't be. Yes, the teachers of Zeldris and Meliodas themselves, that I believe they are here as well. I can't tell you, I can't explain why I know, but I have visions of them, a name, Chandler, and this sends chills down Merlin's spine hearing that. And what happens is, she explains that even with your ultimate power, Naruto, the first demon easily defeated Escanor in his ultimate form. Naruto goes, what about the one ultimate? And Merlin goes, as I told you, Naruto, that's a gamble that we might not be in a position to take. Naruto's like, And he goes, well, then if things are going the way it is, Lady Tsunade, shouldn't we be blocking off the Hidden Leaf? And Tsunade goes, oh, we have. You may have not noticed, Naruto, but the only way to get into the Hidden Leaf is through that walkway. Narrow corridor of razor sharp ear is cutting right around the Hidden Leaf village. Everyone is warned. It's my own power. It's extreme vortex. Now, you may not see it. It may not seem like a slight breeze. You place your hand through it, your hand's gone. Yes, there's a normal detection grid around the Hidden Leaf, but my grace of tornadoes is allowing me to protect the Hidden Leaf more than it needs to. And Naruto goes, okay then, well, I'm out then. And Jiraiya goes, well, what about me, Naruto? You never asked anything about me. Naruto goes, do I have to? And Jiraiya goes, let me guess, you would like to see Hinata. Am I correct? And Naruto's like, no lie, of course I do. And Naruto jumps out of the air and he goes, if you guys need me, you know how to call me. Naruto instantly flies away and uses the ability to sense out to for Hinata. But he realizes that Hinata's on a mission. She's not there. So he's kind of upset about that. He goes home, he makes him a feed, and he goes to rest till the next day. Now, I'm going to do a flashback, okay? Now that we state that, I'm going to do a flashback up until the point after Itachi and Kisame left the Hidden Leaf Village and they rushed off away from Kakashi and them, okay? So bear that in mind. Now as Kakashi and Kisame fly away, it is made very clear by Itachi and Kisame who their powers are. For instance, Itachi has the power of Mon Speed, and I'm not going to say his commandment because that is the hardest word I've ever tried to say. Out of all the commandments, Mon Speed's commandment is the hardest thing to say. Okay? So I apologize. If you guys can say it, carpai to you. I can't say it. And I'm old, but you know. But anyway, the Mon Speed's commandment, its ability is who expresses feeling or emotions, their voices will be blocked. That's his commandment, okay? And I think the commandment is reticence. Yes, that's what it's called. Wow, I'm so happy about that. But anyway, Kakashi realizes that Kakashi blah blah. Itachi realizes that he is the commandment known as Mon Speed. And then Kisame goes, how weird. And he goes, what's that, Kisame? And he goes, well, isn't Deriori with Mon Speed? And he goes, that would be true. But you're not, aren't you, gallant of truth? And Kisame smiles and goes, yes. They instantly realize who they are, and they fly off immediately. They realize what their powers are. And if you guys don't know who gallant of the truth is, if you lie in front of him, you turn to stone. And if I'm a lie in your head, you turn to stone. And even if Galen lies, he turns to stone. Pretty simple, right? Anyway, Itachi and Kisame fly off. Now Itachi thinks in his head that, damn, if Kisame's commandment is Galen's commandment of truth, and he has all of Galen's abilities, I might be turned to stone. And Itachi looks over, but he realizes and he remembers that none of them can be stricken by each other's commandments, only their own. And so Itachi and Kisame fly off to where they need to go. Now what happens is, when the Demon King was talking to Obito and Zeldris and all that stuff, what happens, he found someone else. Now everyone else has a commandment, but the Demon King, when they were searching through this world, searching through powerful beings that can challenge certain people, he instantly found him. He found someone that he didn't expect to find. The Demon King's presence is noticed by this being. This being is eating at a table. He's eating his food, and as he realizes, he stops, puts his food down, and wipes his mouth, and he goes, Delta, Amaru, leave the room now. Delta and Amaru leave the room without even hesitating, and this person stands up and goes, please, have a seat. The darkness that was behind this person appears in the chair in front of him as absence. And as this being looks at him, he's quite confident that despite not being able to sense what's in front of him or even perceive it, this being believes he has the power to wipe out anyone. And before this person is about to speak, the absence talks. So you are what passes off as a god in this realm. I see. And now you know the affinity to magic. That young girl, Merlin. It cannot be helped. My name is the Demon King. You are Jigen, I presume. Wait a minute. No, you are not Jigen. It's the human meat bag that you live in. Is the human. I see you inside the brain of this human. Ishiki Otsutsuki. And Jigen's eyes open wide. He can't even perceive the Demon King. He's like, Demon King. And he's like, and then what happens is the absence disappears from Jigen, appears behind him, and for the first time ever since Kaguya betrayed Ishiki, he feels fear again. The Demon King doesn't talk to Jigen, instead he goes inside the mind of Ishiki, and he goes, I would like to give you something, if you would like to be one of my heroes, or if you want, you can be the herald of me. My powers have been dispersed all over the world, 10 of them, as you can sense now, but I wasn't gonna separate this power again. Instead, I'll allow you to manifest this power. It will take you time. If you overdo it, you'll kill your body and your old Suzuki self, and the karma seal that you were trying to achieve will not work. Ishiki's like, how do you know all this information? And the Demon King say, please, you beings call yourself gods. You guys are just planet parasites. That's all you guys are, trying to sustain what you think is immortality. That's not just living. Being immortal is what me and the Supreme Deity are. That's immortality. And that boy, the boy that I believe will cause you so much strife to the point where I believe he'll be the death of you, he's the only other immortal. So if I was you, I will change my perception upon what you guys believe is a god. And Ishiki gets angry and turns around out of anger, tries to, because he now knows that believes he can attack anyway. He makes multiple chakra rods. He makes them tiny. He throws thousands of them at this absence, and then makes them all expand, and they all appear in this absence. And it goes, what makes you think that you can hold me here, control my power? I am the vessel of Ishiki Otsutsuki. I am. And then the Demon King goes, you are irrelevant. The absence places like a hand on Jigen's shoulder, and as that happens, a tear runs down in Jigen's eyes completely. The horror, the darkness, the evil that he feels, the presence of an actual god petrified him completely. He can't believe it. Ishiki himself, he can't believe that this level of fear could exist. This type of power. They're nothing but kids compared to this game that they're in now. Even what happens, the Demon King goes, I have copied not Chandler's, not the first demon's powers, but instead copied the 10 commandments within you. Only bits and pieces of each of them, small amounts. I need you to be ready. The power will at least allow your body to re-heal and adjust, and not only that, Ishiki, give it another 10 to 15 years. Your true body will be able to resurrect within this one, fully without needing to make a karma vessel. Do you accept the terms? Jigen looks at the absence, and a hand comes out of the absence. And at first Jigen was too afraid to lift his hand up, but Ishiki Otsutsuki lifts his hand up and he goes, I agree, great god, the Demon King. And as Ishiki's hand touches the Demon King's hands, darkness envelops around Ishiki's entire inner being, and it wraps around his inside of Jigen, and the real Ishiki is enveloped by this darkness, and he enjoys it. And he realizes he doesn't need to sustain himself on Jigen, but he will live through Jigen until, as the Demon King said, the karma seal on Jigen is fully complete, and then he can resurrect straight away into this perfect body with a piece of all 10 commandments. And as Jigen does so, he smiles, he sits back down on his table, he recreates the food, and he tells Amaru and Delta to come back in while he continues to eat again. Now we're going to go right back to the future timescape, okay? Back to where I last left off with Naruto and Sasuke are. Naruto wakes up the next day raring to do something, raring to like even just want to do something anyway. He walks out and opens his door, and there he sees Hinata standing in front of him, and unfortunately for Naruto, he instantly falls into the Meliodas traps where he gropes Hinata immediately, and Hinata at first is so embarrassed, and she goes through their shocked phase, and she's about to slap Naruto, but Naruto realizes what he's done, and he instantly begs for forgiveness, but Hinata instantly storms away and rushes away. Naruto's like, what the hell come over me? And Merlin goes, because you've been indulging in the emotions of Meliodas, The connection that Meliodas' spirit has with Elizabeth is that, well, as you see, Naruto, it hasn't fully left you. Naruto goes, fully left me what? And Merlin goes, I surmise that what Arthur did was he didn't copy the powers of all the 7 deadly sins. He put each and every one of the he copied every single one of the seven deadly sins soul into your body, Naruto, with the power of chaos. So meaning, Naruto, every person that's within you, Dian, King, Ban, Gotha, me, Escanor, Meliodas, all of us are actually existing in this realm. We all exist within you Naruto. And then Merlin's orb floats out on Naruto and she explains, the power that was once held within me, this orb is gone. You have my power, Naruto. I am now an individual entity. Naruto's like, what do you mean? And Merlin explains, I can be my sacred treasure and fly around and learn. You already hold my power, Naruto. I was just a guide. Arthur is very smart. No wonder he was my worthy king. Naruto goes, okay, so are you going to leave me, Merlin? And Merlin goes, oh no. He goes, technically I'm still a spirit, but you already have my power within you, Naruto. It's time for me to teach you how to use that power. Naruto's like, really? You believe it's time? And she goes, no, you're too young. A few thousand years here and there will help you, but right now, you're too young. Let's start with chaos summoning. Naruto's like, chaos summoning? He goes, magical energy to a highest level possible. I want to see if you can do so. So right in the morning, right after your breakfast, Naruto, we'll head out to the training area for me to see exactly what you can do. Naruto says, okay then. So right away, Naruto flies to the training area, and it goes, so how do I project this ultimate magic? And she goes, well, first state my name and my power. And Naruto's like, your name and power? And she goes, my sin, Naruto, and my name. That's a spell that I left on that power. So no matter what, if you want to use my power, you say my name, boy. Naruto's eyes open up wide like, wow. Dominating person, what? But Naruto, yeah, without hesitating, he goes, the boar sin of gluttony, Merlin. The moment he does that, a sacred treasure, the exact same copy of the one that Merlin has, appears around Naruto's hand. And she goes, very good. So I was right. You have your own sacred treasure, Eldon. And then she smiles. And she goes, well, come on, Naruto. Now, I want you to channel your energy through this orb and do a summoning jutsu. I want to see if you're able to at least use some of your chaos abilities at this present time. Merlin goes, perfect cube. She makes a perfect cube over Naruto. And Naruto does so. He weaves hand signs. He bites his hand and weaves hand signs. And he goes summoning jutsu on top of the sacred treasure, his version anyway. And as the summoning jutsu happens, what happens is a beam of bright blinding light destroys the perfect cube, and it shoots Naruto away completely. It dissipates Merlin for a brief second, but Merlin reappears by Naruto. And as Naruto gets up, he looks and sees the gigantic crater he produced. And Naruto's like, the training area. This is where Merlin goes, Naruto, are you alright? Naruto gets up because how did I do this, Merlin? Merlin goes, you have more chaos energy than I thought. Your power actually might rival that of... And she looks up and she goes, Arthur. And then as Naruto and Merlin look up, the hair and noise break out of the ground. And she's like, where am I? What the hell is this? Why am I in dirt? She jumps out of the ground. And the moment she jumps out of the ground, she goes, huh? How is this little runt? And she looks over, sees the floating orb, and sees out of all people Merlin. She goes, Merlin! Runs over to Merlin, tries to run to hug Merlin, but she goes right through Merlin's projection and hits the ground. Naruto's like, Merlin? A talking pig. And the pig gets up. I'm not just any talking pig. I'm the scrap disposal person on bloody the boar hat. And Meliodas anyway. Naruto's like, huh? And Merlin goes, Hawk, how did you get here? And she goes, huh? I don't know. One day I was just What was I doing? Strange, Merlin. I can't remember what I was doing beyond this date. Merlin's like, she realized that Naruto's chaos energy has a connection to Hawk, because Hawk is a chaos animal from the Purgatory. And that's why Purgatory can be seen through Hawk's eyes. And so what happens when Naruto goes, Hawk? And she, yep, my name is Hawk. What's your name, kid? And Merlin goes, this is Naruto Uzumaki Hawk. He is the holder of Meliodas, Dian, Escanor, Ban, King, Gotha, and myself are the souls. She's like, huh? And she goes, wait, where's Elizabeth? Wait. And Merlin goes, stop, just wait. A form of Elizabeth does exist in this world, yes. There's a lot for me to catch you upon, Hawk. Naruto, if you don't mind, I'm gonna be taking Hawk for a while. I need to catch her up to speed, if you will. Naruto goes, talking pig. Hawk? Huh? Merlin's like, why don't you have any of the memories of Hawk? Naruto's like, alright. If you don't get that pig out of here, I'll probably eat it anyway. And the Hawk instantly gets scared and runs behind Merlin's spirit, but Merlin explained it's the DN part of Naruto that's making him think that way. So Merlin takes Hawk away and begins to talk to her, teach her, about this world where she's at, and the fact that Naruto might need your help. Pretty similar to canon. And so as this goes down, Hawk is fine with it, and Naruto goes off like he's still reeling at the fact that the energy that he actually has is that destructive. He barely used any form of the power, the chaos energy he has, and was able to destroy the perfect cube that not even Escanor could destroy. That shows how much power Naruto truly has, and that's behind Merlin's head as well. And so what happens is Naruto goes back and enjoys some form of shore leave. Jiraiya and Tsunade and Kakashi are watching on. Tsunade explains that Naruto's energy, the chaos energy itself, is what Merlin stated we need to protect ourselves from the entity known as Cath. And Jiraiya goes, this Cath must be a hot woman. And Kakashi goes, yeah, she must be. And then right away, as they're both thinking about that, Merlin, the sacred treasure Merlin orb appears with a talking pig. And Merlin goes, well, you're both wrong. It is not. They're like, huh? It's a gigantic demonic cat-like being that has taken up more chaos energy than I actually thought. And Merlin, and as they see them, Merlin drops Hawk. They go, I've seen this pig before. Yes. And Merlin goes, you guys should. That all three archangels have been in contact with this pig in one way or another. And they're like, what? Like, they're kind of shocked. And Hawk, and she explained, Hawks is a chaos entity as well, just like Naruto. Comes from the Purgatory. She's a remnant, pretty much like the Demon King and the Supreme Deity. And they look at that, they're like, they're shocked. And she goes, so what's this pig doing here? And she goes, I believe that through this pig, Naruto will be able to generate his chaos energy much more easier, just like how Arthur was able to use Excalibur to do so. And they realize, okay, they get it completely. And as this all goes down, through the eyes of Hawk, the Demon King's looking right at Naruto. And go, Meliodas, my son, the power within you will be released. The true power of the Demon King. I swear to you, my son. And as the Demon King begins to extend some of his energy out, Merlin instantly senses it. And she puts a barrier blocking the Demon King from coming through and even trying to place any negative energy into Naruto. And as this goes down, Merlin is hit with a massive dark energy, and then darkness envelops the entire Hidden Leaf. And the Demon King goes, how pathetic, young one. To think I coveted your power. Now you're nothing but a mere shadow to what you truly were. Come to me, my son, Naruto. Naruto's like, my old son. He goes, the power of Meliodas, the son of the Demon King himself, is within you. Now you will either come with me or relinquish that power. Merlin goes, but you and the Supreme, and the Demon King puts chains around Merlin. And what happens is Kakashi, Jiraiya, and Tsunade are about to attack, but the Demon King instantly binds them as well. And as he's about to try to extract the Meliodas part and hoping to extract some Chaos energy as well, a massive beam of light punctures the Demon King's darkness, and the Supreme Deity explains to him, "This is not why we're here, Demon King. You will not be resurrected in this child's body, no matter what you believe." And she goes, "Don't even give me that crap. Elizabeth is here, meaning you can also do the same." And the Supreme Deity explains that I had nothing to do with that. For some reason, the power of the Chaos King from the old realm has influenced this world to bring back people that were once connected or were involved in the 7 deadly sins of life. And as this goes down, the Demon King is riled up, his anger, his power is beaming up too, and he's manifesting as much energy to control Naruto. Naruto is held in absolute air, and as the Supreme Deity is doing the same too. Massive lightning and thunder is shaking everything, destroying everything, and their own clash. And this is a clash of words, but their true words are destroying mountains, causing planetary devastation like nothing they've seen, even more powerful than what the 10 Towers could have done. And these two are just talking. People on Hidden Leaf are dying. All the people around the land of fire are getting killed, like the forest. Everything's getting burnt, destroyed. Lightning storms, earthquakes, everything, and they're just arguing. The Supreme Deity and the Demon King are just arguing. People everywhere die, and Naruto can see this, and he's trying his best to break out. Naruto's trying. He can't summon Escanor's powers. He can't summon Meliodas, and everyone around him is dying. Kakashi, Jiraiya, Tsunade are the last ones to live until a bright light appears from in the rubble of the Hidden Leaf, as it's Hinata. And as Hinata looks at them, both her eyes are shining with the power of Elizabeth's true powers. And she flies over, and she does a real powerful bright arc light to at least dispel some of the darkness. But what ends up happening is Demon King plunges a sword right through Hinata's chest, ending Hinata, and he goes, "The goddess of apostle, now you can't resurrect." And as the Demon King begins to laugh, Naruto in his mind has had enough. He fully gives in to the darkness, the absolute abyss, the assault, the evilness of Meliodas. And as Naruto does this and falls into that darkness, it happens. The true power of Meliodas explodes out of Naruto. He is more like the Demon King reborn, and as he does so, Naruto instantly summons a dark nebula, a black flaming sword, and he instantly appears, and he goes to fight the Demon King. But the Demon King laughs and brushes Naruto away, and then the Supreme Deity and the Demon King start to throw down. They begin to destroy the planet. They begin to push each other even harder and harder, to the point where none of them will win. They'll both be banished to their own realms again and to destroy, and the only one to be able to survive is Naruto. And so as the Demon King and the Supreme Deity are fighting on, Naruto, he realizes that the power he has won't be sufficient. So he pushes deep inside of him, and he goes to use both the powers of Meliodas and Escanor. And when Naruto summons Lost Vein and Rita, he puts them both together and makes the great sacred treasure of Earth, well, more like Naruto's sacred treasure, Destroyer. It's a big ass destroying sword. As Naruto holds the sword, he is enveloped in massive black golden fire, and it's all over him. The heat, the shockwave from him is massive. It's destroying everything around him. And Kakashi, Tsunade, and Jiraiya just looking on as Naruto powers up his all his energy, his final attack. He puts it straight at the sky, and he goes, "Corruption, destruction, destroyer flames." He shoots the flames right at the Demon King and the Supreme Deity, and as the flames hit, it annihilates and destroys the entire planet. Rumbles it, destroys it completely, and as the planet begins to scorch, burn, the atmosphere gets destroyed. All life, everything on Earth crumbles, and the surface begins to destroy itself completely. And as this all goes down, in a blink of an eye, the third Hokage wakes up in a massive hot sweat. He's shivering. His body's in absolute pain. He's like, he's breathing deeply. He looks around. The Hidden Leaf not destroyed. He's like, what the? He's shocked to see everything that's happened. He's like, no, I can't let this happen. He can't. And so what happens is the third Hokage rushes out to try and find Naruto, try and find him to make sure he doesn't do any of his chaos magic yet. And what happens? He finds out from Tsunade that Naruto's in the Hidden Sand Village right now, saving Gaara and the Hidden Sand Village from the 10 Commandments. And right now that their mission is successful and they're heading back. The third Hokage, he instantly tells them exactly what he saw and what they need to do to prevent that. The moment they hear that, they agree And what happens is the part that's in Tsunade goes, "Oh, so you're pretty much like the king in old Leonis. What is his name, Jiraiya?" Jiraiya goes, "I'm getting there. It's been the archangels that are within me barely has any information about him too." And he goes, "Oh, well, Naruto might know." And the third Hokage goes, "So you believe the vision? If Naruto is allowed to use chaos magic too early, the battle between the Demon King and the Supreme Deity will end. The destroyer Naruto will destroy everything that's on the planet itself." And they're shocked to hear that, and what happens is they agree to prevent Naruto from using any chaos magic from now on. So when Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura appear at the front gate of the Hidden Leaf with Kakashi, this time they're met with Jiraiya and the third Hokage, to which Jiraiya opens the same water portal to the Hokage's office, but the third Hokage jumps in first, and then Naruto, Sakura, Sasuke and then Kakashi all jump in, and Jiraiya comes in, and there they are met by Lady Tsunade, where they have a very important conversation. And that's when we're going to leave this one off, guys. I hope you liked the twist in this, guys, okay? So please like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, leave the bell notification on so you guys can be the first to get my new content, and follow me on Instagram, to which I'll leave the link in the description below, with the previous 4 parts of this video as well. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. I'm trying to do something different, you know. I'm trying to move this as if it is connected to the Naruto series, because I am the 7 Deadly Sin series, because this is an original one, so I want to make sure it's not the same boring plotline, and that the story unravels and unfolds in a way where you guys will enjoy, okay guys? So thank you all for your support. I'm at 8,000 subs right now, so you guys all gangster. I'm almost there to when once I reach 10,000 subs, guys, this is when I'm going to do a awesome face reveal. Nah, you guys are going to eventually see me when I reach 10,000 subs, and yeah, and don't forget to get back to me when it comes to the gaming streaming idea, okay? Because as I stated, once I stream, I'm going to be doing lightning round what-offs and ideas live, so when you guys do have ideas, I can say it right on screen as we speak, okay guys? So yeah, I took enough BS, guys, I gotta go, but as usual guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.